Hey, you guys, welcome back. Let's go through the study guide. So, question number one says, please label the following angles as one of the following: acute, obtuse, right, or straight. In case you forgot, acute angles are less than 90 degrees. We'll say less than 90. Obtuse are more than 90. Right angles are exactly 90 degrees. And straight angles are exactly 180 degrees. There we go. All right, so this first one, this is a right angle, and we know because it has this box right here. Whenever you see that box, that's the symbol for a right angle, okay? So this one is a right angle. It's exactly 90 degrees. This one over here, this is an acute angle. It's less than 90 degrees. This one right here, this is an obtuse angle. It's greater than 90 degrees. This one right here, this is also an acute angle because it is less than 90 degrees. This one right here, this is a straight angle. Straight angles are straight lines, which is where the name comes from, and it is exactly 180 degrees. This one over here, this is an obtuse angle because it's greater than 180 degrees. Let's look down here at the next one. Please match the type of angle with one of the following. So this is just what we did. Acute angles are less than 90 degrees. Obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. Straight angles are exactly 180 degrees. They're a straight line, which is where the name comes from. And right angles are exactly 90. Exactly 90 degrees. All right, I'm going to give that an erase so we can scroll down. Let's see, mark that out, get that going, scroll down. There we go. All right, let's look at the third one. So this one says, please name the marked angle in two different ways below each angle diagram. So when we're talking about naming angles, we always use the angle symbol, and then we use 3 letters. All right, it does not have to be in alphabetical order. The only thing that really matters is that this middle letter is the vertex. And if you forgot what a vertex is, that's where 2 lines meet, okay? So if I have a line right here and then another line meets it here, this meeting point is the vertex, okay? So let's go and name this one. It looks like we marked this angle right here. So we've marked that one. This angle is HIJ. So HIG, I'm sorry. Let's use the angle symbol, HIG. The middle letter is the vertex. Yep, so I'm good to go. Let's name it in another way because this doesn't have to be in any kind of alphabetical order. We just want the vertex to be the center letter. So I could also name it GIH. So angle symbol, GIH. This one over here, we have this angle that is marked. So let's go and name that one. Y is the vertex, so no matter what, Y has to be in the center, okay? So we can name this angle ZYX, angle ZYX, or angle XYZ, angle XYZ. Over here, we have this angle that's marked. So it looks like X is the vertex here, so X has to go in the middle when we name this. And our letters that go around it are Z, X, and Y. So we're going to use our angle symbol, Z, X, Y. Or we can name it Y, X, Z, angle Y, X, Z. Perfect. All right, let's look at the next one. Please define each of the following types of angles. So vertical angles are across from each other. And what's special about vertical angles is that they are across from each other and they are also congruent. And that just means equal. So we usually see them in this kind of format, kind of like in an X shape, right? An angle here and then an angle directly across from it. If this one was 28 degrees, the angle right across from it would also have to be 28 degrees. They're congruent. Adjacent angles are right next to each other. Right next to each other, and they are not congruent, they don't add up to any number, they just happen to be next to each other, okay? Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Angles that add up to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles, on the other hand, are angles that add up to 180 degrees. So we'll give a little picture here just to make it a little clear. Here's a right angle. We know that's 90 degrees. That'd be one right angle. If we split it up into two angles, now I have this angle and this angle. So these two angles still have to add up to give us 90 degrees. All right, let's look at this one. If we had a supplementary set of angles, we'd have a straight line. It's the worst straight line I've ever drawn. Just go with it, pretend it's straight, okay? So we are going to have a straight angle that's 180 degrees. If we split that angle into two, now I have this angle and this angle. These angles still have to add up to 180, okay? Because the original angle I started with was that straight line at 180. Let's give that an erase and let's go down to the next set. There we go. Number 3 says, please choose the most specific angle type for the diagrams below. So this is just what we did, okay? So let's look at the first one. These angles are right next to each other. So I know angles that are next to each other could be adjacent or they could be supplementary or complementary. They just have to add up to they just have to add up to a certain amount if they're complementary or supplementary. So these are on a straight line, meaning they're on a straight angle. So these two are supplementary. When I add those two angles together, I'm going to get 180 degrees. A plus B equals 180. All right, let's look at this next set. Now, these are right next to each other, so I know they could be adjacent. Could they be complementary? Is there a right angle? No, they're not. So there's no right angle box here. They're not complementary. These are just adjacent. They're just right next to each other. They don't add to anything specific. All right. Let's look at the next one. These are right across from each other, so those are vertical angles. If they're vertical, that means they're congruent. So if this angle was 57, the angle directly across from it would also be 57 degrees. This one right here, this is a right angle. I know because it has that box here. So these are complementary. They have to add up to give us 90 degrees. Let's look at the next one. Using the diagram below, please choose the statements that are true. So we have statement A. Angle 1 and angle 4 are vertical and congruent. Let's look at angle 1 and angle 4. Here's angle 1. Here's angle 4. Are they vertical? Yes. Are they congruent? Well, all vertical angles are congruent. So yes. So this statement checks out. That's good. Let's look at the next one. Angle 1 and angle 5 are adjacent and complementary. Let's go find angle 1 and angle 5. Here they are, angle 1 and angle 5. They are adjacent. That checks out. They are not complementary, though. This is a straight line that angle 1 and angle 5 are on. So that means they're supplementary, not complementary. So this one does not check out. This one, angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical and complementary angles. Let's go find angle 2 and angle 4. Angle 2 and angle 4, they're not directly across from each other, so that doesn't check out. And are they complementary? No, because they don't add up to 90 degrees. There's no way that these would add up to 90, all right? Now let's look at the last one, angle 4 and angle 5. Angle 4, angle 5, they are adjacent. That's true, they're right next to each other, so that checks out. And they're supplementary. They're on a straight line. So yes, they are supplementary. That means when we add angle 4 and angle 5 together, we get 180 degrees. All right, let's look at the next one. Let me scroll down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Let me give that an erase too. All right, number 5. Move that out of the way. All right, number 5 says, please find the measurement of the missing angle. You must write an equation and show work. If you don't do that, you don't get full credit. All right, you have to show an equation, especially because these problems get a lot harder, so it's important that you have that skill. So let's look at this one, 157 and A. It's important to realize, are these supplementary or are they complementary? They're on a straight line, so that means they're supplementary. Supplementary just means that they're going to add up to give you 180 degrees. So I'm going to go and have 157 plus A and set it equal to 180 degrees. When I add these two up, I'm supposed to get 180. So now let's go solve this equation. I'm going to subtract 157 from both sides. Minus 157, minus 157. A is equal to 180 minus 157. That's 23. So A is equal to 23 degrees. Let's look at this one over here. 57 and A, those are the two angle measurements we have. So this is the little right angle box that we mentioned earlier. When that is there, I know that's a right angle. And I know that's 90 degrees. So these are complementary angles. This angle plus this angle have to add up to give us 90. So let's see, 57 plus A, and I'm going to set it equal to 90 degrees because they're complementary. I know because that right angle box tells me they are. So now let's go solve for A. I'll subtract 57 here, subtract 57 here. A is equal to 23 degrees. Let's look at this last one. Now this is another set of, they're on a straight line, so that means this is a set of supplementary angles. So this angle plus this angle are going to add up to give me 180. So let's go and write that in an equation. A plus 29, and I'll set it equal to 180 degrees. Now let's subtract 29 on both sides, minus 29, and A is equal to 180 minus 29, that's 151. So A is equal to 151 degrees. All right, let's look at this next one. Please find the measurement of the angles below using the diagram. So let's see, we have three angles we have to find the measurement of. The first one is angle TXY. Let's go find TXY. Here's T, here's X, and here's Y. TXY. So this angle, let's look and see how much it is. So we have 57 degrees here and missing angle here. We know they're on a straight line, so these must be supplementary angles, meaning they had to add together to give us 180 degrees. Let's write an equation. 57, and we'll call this one over here, we'll call it X because we don't know that missing angle measure. 57 plus X. And I'll set it equal to 180 degrees because they're supplementary. So now let me go and subtract 57 on both sides. Minus 57, minus 57. X is equal to, let's see, that's 123. Yeah, that's right, 123. 123 degrees. Let's look at the next one, angle VXY. Here's VXY. Let's figure out this angle. You know what's great about this one? No math needed. It's directly across from this 57 here. So when angles are directly across from each other, that means they're vertical and congruent. So this is also 57 degrees. And the last one right here is angle SXV. So that one is SXV. Let's look and see. Here's a right angle right here. That means this over here also has to be a right angle. Meaning that this 57 that we just found has to add to this missing measurement to give us 90 because this is complementary. These are complementary angles. Let's write an equation. We'll call this one also X. That's just the easy variable that a lot of us use. So we'll say X plus 57 is equal to 90 degrees. We'll subtract 57 on both sides, minus 57. And X is equal to 90 minus 57. That's 33 degrees. There we go. 33. Oh my gosh, that's 33 degrees. My mistake, 33 degrees. And this one over here is 23. That's right. That's 23 degrees. This is 33. And this one down here is also 33 degrees. My mistake, all right? Let's scroll down and look at the next one. So essentially, you need to know what complementary angles are, supplementary angles are, and vertical angles. And if you know those three and how they work together, you can pretty much solve any angle measurement that you need to. All right, let's see. You know what? For the sake of time, I think I will call it for this video, this part one, and I will come back in a part two and we can do the rest of it, okay?